Well, for me being a new board member, I think it was really good to see how the board has come together and moved on a couple of key issues. I think renewable energy is one.
Chugach is in an era of transition. We are, as well known, where we have a critical natural gas shortage in Cook Inlet, and we have been working diligently to figure out what we can do to keep the lights on and power to folks in the future.
While doing finding gas to make sure we can bridge across, the board has also been laser focused on renewable energy penetration, increasing the renewable energy penetration.
I would say the general rate case approval by the board. This was a monumental task that required a lot of time from our team, culminated in board approval, and it reflects our commitment to operational excellence and financial stability.
I think one of the biggest accomplishments of the board this year was in finishing up our draft studies and pulling together the draft plan for the Eklutna mitigation plan, and that will go off to the governor. And after several years of study work and analysis, I think that we've come up with a great plan that meets the needs of all the stakeholders going forward.
The other sort of out of view milestone that I think that we really made progress on is in the strategic planning process. We had a wonderful strategic planning session last fall, and I think it's going to bear fruit in the future.
We kept the power on, and we continue to provide safe and affordable power for the rail belt and for our members. Often we don't give that enough credit. We take that for granted. But I think that's the biggest achievement.
I would say by appointing director liaison to our standing member committees ensures a two-way communication by both hearing members' perspective and effectively sharing board viewpoints.
The MAC is the member advisory committee that was set up to gain input from interested members and help guide and focus the board and on some of the more critical issues.
To me, the most apparent, the most obvious, and most frequent is at our board meetings and our committee meetings. And in terms of engagement, we've tried very hard. Again, it was suggestions by our members and was to limit the amount of executive sessions. We've worked very hard to make our meetings more open, transparent, and obvious as to what we're talking about.
We have had an unprecedented number of members coming forward to participate with us at our board meetings, and we've tried to make sure that everyone had a chance to speak at those board meetings, and the input they've given us has been invaluable. We've also gone out of our way to engage in public processes like the Eklutna process.
We've done public outreach in Cooper Landing and Moose Pass, and we've been out talking with members. We've had 6 public meetings in 3 different locations for the Eklutna Hydro Power Project, and we're looking at our website and continuing to make it more accessible and look at how our members utilize that. And our board meetings, our committee meetings and our board meetings are always open to members. We always have time on the agenda to hear from members.
We've renewed the member advisory committee. We have new members that are really engaged. We've seen at a couple of public meetings over the winter, good turnout, good engagement through online comments. As always, I think Chugach's social media is fantastic. I think it provides really critical information to members about their power supply, their outages. Going to the website, going to the app now makes it really easy for members. So I think Chugach is really doing a good job increasing who it's reaching and how it's communicating with those members.
First of all, we need to continue that we maintain an organization that emphasizes safety, reliability, and affordable cost for our member ratepayers in a cooperative. You know, we're elected as board members to look out for the interests of our member ratepayers. That means we got a plan for the future, and it's very important that we think about a future that doesn't include just generating energy with fossil fuels, but looking at renewables.
For the board, we need to really move on natural gas. Everyone knows how critical that is, and so I am very hopeful, optimistic that the board will come together with a shared strategic vision for how we are going to ensure that we have continued affordable, reliable natural gas supply for our members.
As everybody knows, Cook Inlet gas is an issue, and it provides 80% of our generation is gas generation, and we need to develop the solution and get working on the solution for long-term gas contracts.
Well, we've got to move that project to the next step. Staff is doing good work. Well, once they've got a firm proposal, one that makes commercial and operational sense, it comes to the board for review, analysis, and approval. We need to move that forward.
Hyper-focused on gas supply and making sure that we have our eye on the ball for that. We're pushing for increases in renewable generation. We're looking at taking advantage of all the opportunities that infrastructure funding provides and continuing to be a good utility on the rail belt.
The board continues to be focused on the declining natural gas supply. We're focused on making informed decisions to ensure reliable energy generation sources for our members for the upcoming years.
In the coming years for the board, the key issue will remain reliability. After reliability, we have to remain focused on affordability and sustainability.